And welcome back to another video on the Wrestles Mate and to another edition of NXT Out of 10. Big show today, of course. We're closing in on a takeover in December rumoured, possibly War Games, so that'll be good. But yeah, NXT were a few weeks removed from Halloween Havoc and everything kind of developing now. So NXT kicked off with a 6-woman tag team match between Mandy Rose and Kaden Carter, and they were with the rest of Toxic Attraction and Io Shirai and Kacy Catanzaro respectively. Mandy had the upper hand early on before Dolan was tagged in. Shirai came in and managed to turn things around with a Dragon Screw before Kacy and Kaden came in. Toxic Attraction was showboating when Catanzaro came in and attacked them. Kacy was then locked in a submission, managing to tag Shirai, and Io got some big moves in before Jane ran a distraction, allowing Dolan to pick up a crucifix powerbomb for the W. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. This was a really enjoyable match and the right result. Moving on, Pete Dunne called out Tony D'Angelo backstage before Carmelo and Trick walked up to him. Melo and Dunne got into each other's faces and said Pete was going to break Hayes' fingers tonight. NSK was still looking for a destination after missing the bus last week. They reached their place, they thought, but it turned out the destination had moved. I mean, I really don't know what to say, to be honest. Before we got Kaylee Ray versus Saray, Ray started off strong and hit a DDT on Saray before she was caught in a single leg crap before taking a fisherman suplex. Ray then dodged Saray's finisher and hit the KLR bomb on the announcer's desk, allowing her to pick up the win. Yeah, just a quick victory. Kind of sad to see Saray on decline, but you know, I'm a huge fan of Casey Ray, as I've said on many occasions, so yeah, I'm pleased with this result. Joe Gacy sent a message to Haaland and told him to reach out for him before he then got him in a match with Boa. Boa wore face paint and started off the match with some big moves before Gacy rolled out. Joe then hit a vertical suplex for a near fall before Boa got some big boots back and Gacy was taken down. Boa choked Gacy for the ropes as the referee called for a disqualification. Boa looked at his hands like they were being controlled by someone else, possibly even regretting his actions. Yeah, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. To be honest, I wasn't a fan of this. I'll give it time to progress, but just for this segment standalone, I wasn't too keen on it. Before Solo Sikoa was backstage with Grayson Waller, who made fun of him and LA Knight. Knight came in and hit clear him, but Solo said he liked to solve problems in the ring, so he challenged them to a triple threat match. Before we got Ika Manjiro and Kushida versus the Creed brothers. Kushida and Jiro were in control early on before Kushida was being isolated by Creeds after the match turned on their heads. Jiro was back in and tossed the Creeds around the ring before Kushida and Jiro, referring to jacket time, were then back in control. Roderick Strong interfered, however, and it allowed the Creed brothers to pick up the win. Odyssey Jones then attacked Diamond Mine after the match before they inevitably attacked jacket time. Yeah, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. The match was fine, nothing too special, but you know, just a solid good TV match. Toxic Attraction and cut a promo on NXT saying no one could beat them. However, Raquel Gonzalez came on her bike and delivered a warning to Mandy Rose. Raquel Gonzalez then came out and called out Dakota Kai for costing her title. Kai came out and started saying that she enjoyed hitting her, but Cora Jade attacked Dakota. Kai retreated and Jade joined forces with Raquel and another dimension to the storyline, which I'm intrigued about. So yeah, this is a good segment. Before, back at the Chase University, Chase was teaching the mental toughness to his students. Chase tossed the guy out of a segment who was interfering before it was over. I mean, yeah, mental guy, maybe you should focus on it yourself, blood. Before, in another short promo, Zach Gibson was teaching James Drake how to distract people as training for pulling a trick on a referee. I mean, was this show a bloody lesson or what? Before we got Cameron Grimes versus Ru Feng. Grimes had the upper hand early on, and basically was dominating, despite some interference from Hudson. Grimes hit a flying dropkick on Feng before landing the cave-in for the win. After the match, Hudson got on the mic and asked if it was dumb luck or if Grimes cheated. Cameron wasn't sure, and he called Hudson a hick. Hudson then called Grimes an ugly troll later and said that he plays Hudson last week. Hudson then said no one hustled him and challenged him to a match on a poker showdown, not a match, that would be too stupid, on next week's NXT. Yeah, this was interesting. Short match, but it was made better by the promo. On the whole, it was perfectly fine. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. That was Solo Sikoa versus Grayson Waller and LA Knight. Sikoa was dominating early on and was taking out both of them before Knight set up on Sikoa on the ropes, but Waller stopped him from hitting his move. They talked outside and decided to go for a double team. However, Waller came with a stunner on Knight quickly, but Sikoa took them out. Sikoa then hit the splash and picked up the win over Knight. This was a short-lived match, but really enjoyable. They're putting Sikoa over as star, and to be honest, I'm a huge fan of that. I really, really rate him, so this was good in my books. I'll give it 7 out of 10. Before backstage, Tony D'Angelo was giving Indy Loomis a fish as a message to Dexter. Kind of weird, but it was what it was. I can't say I was a massive fan of it, but whatever. Before we then got Elektra Lopez versus Erika Yan. Lopez was dominating the match as it began, and she sent her outside. Lopez then hit a massive powerbomb to wipe out Yan for good. After the match, Lopez called Zan Quinn to the ring, and Quinn walked out before she invited him to join Legado del Fantasma. Quinn said no to Wilder and Mendoza, and they got attacked from behind. Back in the ring, Quinn booked a slap from Lopez, and things got heated before Quinn retreated. Kind of just enough match to build for a segment later on. I mean, it was fine, but will I remember it next week? No, probably not. Then main event time, and we got banging main event between Pete Dunne and Carmelo Hayes. Dunne took Hayes down early on, before Melo got back with a springboard move. Dunne still went after Carmelo's arm before the match went outside. Dexter Lumis then showed up out of nowhere and joined the commentary team before Hayes tried for the Gargano escape, but Dunne got out of it. Pete then got a German suplex in and was about to hit the better end before he was stopped. Dunne then caught Trick with a stomp, and Dexter was right at ringside to wipe him out. Hayes sent Dunne into the corner, but an arm stuck out from under the ring and grabbed Melo's leg. Dunne hit the bitter end to pick up the distraction win. It turned out that it was Johnny Gargano. Kind of spooky bollocks, Dexter Lumis stuff. But on the whole, it was a fun match, good storytelling, 7 out of 10. Overall this week, NXT gets a 6 out of 10 from me. Enjoyed this episode of NXT. I was torn between the 7 and the 6. Lots of good segments, but there were still some bits that I'm not totally sure on. But on the whole, it was an enjoyable episode of NXT, and I would argue probably best than we've seen recently. But anyway, guys, that's it for the video. Thank you very much for watching. So like, share, subscribe, vote your thoughts, comments down below. Follow me on Twitter, link description below for daily wrestling news, and subscribe to my channel on the screen right now. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much for watching. Peace.